Hi everybody. Today we're going to be drawing a abstract lion. So abstract is where something looks funky. So is our lion going to look super real? Probably not, but he's going to look super fun. He's going to be real funky. So the first thing you're going to need are your crayons, and I just have like half a sheet of paper here. You can use any kind of paper that you want at home. We are going to be getting the paper wet. So it's better to have paper that's a little bit thicker. The first color that we're going to be using is just a plain old black crayon. If you can't find black, you can definitely use brown. So we're going to be using shapes to build our lion. And the first shape that we're going to use is a rectangle. And this rectangle is going to be for his head. So you can draw along with me. And do you see how nice and big my rectangle is? It's really filling up my whole paper. Almost my whole paper. I left a good chunk because what else needs to go around a lion's head? His mane, right? So once you have your rectangle, if you needed to pause the video to get that drawn, go ahead and do that. Once we've done our rectangle, we're going to give him some ears. What shape do you think we could use for his ears? I think semicircles would work very nicely. There we go. Now, what other shapes did you find on that actual picture of a lion? You probably found some sort of shape for his eye. And for our lions we're going to draw together, we're going to give him kind of silly oval eyes. We're going to kind of make him look like a cartoon. So 2 ovals. And did you know that inside of your eye and inside of lion's eyes, you have a circle called a pupil? So I'm going to draw my circle kind of pointing over here. I'm going to do the same thing with this circle. And I'm going to make sure that I color it in because your pupil is black. The pupil is the black circle in your eye, and that's what makes your eye see. Now for his nose, what shape do you think? I think so too. An upside down triangle. Now here's the fun part. This was Mrs. Savory's favorite thing to learn when I was a kid. How to draw the mouth for a kitty cat, or a bear, or a dog, really any kind of creature that has jowls, which are kind of like these cheeky things. So go ahead and draw his mouth, and then we're going to give our lion an expression. So he might be surprised, and when you're surprised, did you know your eyebrows go up? And when you're mad, your eyebrows go down. And maybe when you're confused, one eyebrow goes up and the other one goes down. Like, what is happening? So you go ahead and draw the eyebrows for your lion. You can do them whatever way you want. I think I want my lion to be wondering about what's happening. He looks like he's saying, what is going on? And I'm also going to draw the inside of his ears. You can too if you want. Now the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to find the color that you want to color your lion. Now you can color it a normal color. That is totally great. Or you can color your lion a funky lion. Remember how we said he's going to be abstract? So if you wanted to color him blue, you could color him blue. That is great. But I really want you to focus on making sure you color in every part of your lion. We're not going to color on the outside yet, but make sure you color every part of your lion's face. Okay? It's really important that when you're coloring, you fill up as much of that white paper as you can. Really, really, really take your time. So Mrs. Savory is going to go ahead and color this, and then we will come back to our last and magical part. So once you have finished coloring and you've colored everything in super duper nicely, then you're going to grab your markers. And you only need 3 colors of markers. You're going to need red, yellow, and blue. Now, Mrs. Avery's red doesn't work, so I'm going to use pink. And if your blue, like your normal blue, doesn't work, you could use a light blue. So as long as you have some sort of blue, a red or a pink, and a yellow, you're going to be able to create the lion right along with me. So the first color that we're going to use is yellow. And we're going to use these markers to give him a rainbow mane. Yes, using only 3 colors. So I'm going to color a mane on the top of my lion's head. And I'm going to make it go all the way off the paper because that's how big it is. And then I'm going to color about halfway down his head with my yellow. I'm going to color. Now, that looks awesome. Now, the next color that we're going to use is your red or your pink. And you are going to color from the bottom corner of his head, okay, all the way up to the top corner of his head, okay? So watch this. We're gonna color. I want to make sure that his mane is nice and big, goes all the way off my paper. Okay, so I overlapped where some of my yellow was. And if you look closely, can you tell what color you just made by overlapping your red and your yellow? Now, I think I'm going to use my normal blue as long as it works. Looks like it'll work. Now, with my blue, I'm going to start at the other top corner. So watch where Mrs. Avery draws. I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to color all the way down to here, okay? If you ever get confused while you're watching any of these videos, there's lots of instructions, so don't feel bad about having to pause it, okay? I'd rather you pause it and then figure it out and even rewind it. So we just overlapped 2 colors with our blue. We overlapped yellow with our blue, and it made a green color. Then we overlapped blue and our red or pink, and it made some pretty purples. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to get your tiny cup of water. You do not need very much. Don't fill up a whole cup. And a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, you can use a Q-tip or a cotton ball, or you could even use your finger. Now we're going to take our water and we're going to start painting at the top where our yellow is. And you'll probably notice, oh look, nothing's happening. It's because yellow is a really, really light color. So it's hard to see when it starts to move around. Your marker is going to turn into paint. The water in the marker is going to become friends with this water we're putting on top of our paper, and it's going to make the color kind of move around like paint. Now, here comes the really fun part. We're going to go over here to where our pink is, or your red, and we're going to start painting. And you want to be really, really gentle with your wet paintbrush, because if you press hard on your wet paper, you're going to rip a hole in it. Okay? So we're going to keep on painting, and this is going to kind of blend the colors together that we just overlapped. And you'll start to see, look how orange that's looking. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell what you guys can see with this camera. But I hope you can see that it's starting to turn orange. Now, let's see what happens when I go over top. Ooh, look at this. When I go over top of my yellow, or my red and blue, look at all of that pretty purple. I'm going to go over my blue. Then I'm going to go over my green. And look, you can see my green. So once you've gotten your colors on there, you can take your markers and really gently, you can go back and add some lines, even if your paper is a little bit wet. You just have to be really gentle with your marker. I'm not pressing hard at all. And this kind of makes our lion look like he has a little bit more hair. Kind of looks like he's fuzzy now, right? We're kind of adding like texture. So I think that looks awesome. He looks way more finished now.